That Fallout Show.
Hi everyone and welcome to That Fallout Show, episode 14, Prydzeppelin. I've realized I forgot to change the title in Twitch, but that's okay because it only happened once. Anyway, thank you all for coming out with us on a Friday night here, watching us live, joining us in the chat, and joining me on the show tonight is Shalene!
Hello, hello. How is everyone?
It's so good to have you back.
I missed you guys so much. I've been gone forever. I thought I was gonna die. I had bronchitis.
Yes.
It was the worst.
Well, we are glad that you are back in full health, and also with us tonight is Vendertron.
Welcome, sir or madam.
And we're back as a threesome tonight, and it's amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that you two are back.
So this is what I think happened, you guys. I
What?
think when you and Shalene did the show without me a couple weeks ago,
It was great. I mean, yeah.
Shalene was sick, but then you got sick.
Mhm.
And then when you and I did the show last week, I got your sickness, and now I'm sick. So
It's
you know,
transferred through the ones and zeros.
we've got a full pandemic just from the show, you guys. Quarantine the area, put up some pylons. Brace yourselves because we've got an awesome show coming for you
We
tonight.
do.
So
And
Vendor actually made the best joke about our sickness. I said, "Man, I don't know how I got you guys sick over the internet, but I'm sorry." And Vendor said it must have been a virus.
I forgot about that.
Vendor, turn up a little bit for us there in the
Sorry.
you're
Okay.
just all over the place with your volume.
Yeah, well, we'll talk
Um,
about that later,
I
Rick.
don't know what's all. You're too uncontrollable. There's so much of you can't
It's the
control. It.
virus.
It's the virus.
you guys.
So, tonight, how you can help us with the show promoting, you can share us on your social media. That helps us out a lot. Word of mouth is how we grow here at That Fallout Show. You can send us emails like the ones we have tonight for you coming down the pipeline. You can like, subscribe, and retweet all of our things that we do on our social media platforms. And you can tell your friends about us, and you can host us on Twitch or anything else. Stick up flyers in random game shops. That would be really cool too.
That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Take those stickers and put them on Grandma's car.
But not in a place where it would obstruct her view of driving.
Yes, yes. We want Grandma to be safe.
We do want Grandma to be safe. You can prepare your ear holes for tonight by listening to what we've got coming up next. We got the news, gameplay. We've got a new challenge. I completely forget what the challenge of 4 weeks ago is, so we're just gonna nix that
Do you
one.
have it ready? Do you have the pictures queued up?
No, that's what I mean. I don't remember what it was. I didn't even know where the loop started. I'm just
Great.
gonna start clean. It's a new year, new challenge.
The challenge.
So thank you to all the
prepare the
like
challenge.
35 people who submitted to our last challenge.
Was it a lot?
It was a lot,
Oh.
but it doesn't matter. Now we're apparently just gonna wipe that out.
That
and
challenge
now-
was so
that's
last
fine.
year.
The next show is just going to be us eating popcorn and doing a massive 1.5 hour slideshow of pictures. At least we won't have to write content.
Our lore tonight focuses on the Prydwin, so stay tuned for that. I don't think we've ever done a Prydwin thing before. And weapon of the week is the Final Judgment, which we've also never done. It's a Maxson night. What can we say?
Mm-hmm.
And Maxson night. I was close. And then we finish it off.
I just got that. Oh, maybe it's on the briefcase.
Oh my gosh.
It's on the Gatling
All
laser.
of the people who are younger than us are just so lost right now.
Nobody understands.
Our
we
whole
lived
life
through the
revolves
90s.
around
Movie
Dumb and
quotes.
Dumber jokes. We're sorry.
And then we have 3 listener emails, including a retort to one of our previous emails.
Yes, the rebuttal to the rebuttal.
So, yeah. Let's go ahead and get started with our 5-star review shoutouts. Vendor, please mispronounce away.
Ah, my favorite part. Coming to
Mine
us
too.
from the US, we've got Sonny Sucks, Lucky Bishop, aka Blue Antaeus,
Antaeus.
thank you, Shalene, Shy Guy Paradox, Mr. Rock Stark, and my favorite of all, Atticus Flinched.
Nice.
And then, last but certainly not least, Droll Shank, who I think has given us a 5-star review shout out on GameStack podcast, which is All the way from across the pond in Great Britain, we've got Celtic999. Thank you for the 5-star review
Wonder
shout
if
out.
they're from Scotland.
In Latvia, we've got
Latvia?
Vadim's Paseknis.
I'm so excited we have a real listener from Latvia. I really thought those were all like VPNs, but we have an actual listener from Latvia.
You could send us a 5-star review shout out by going to iTunes, searching We Just Love Games, That Fallout Show, or GameStack Podcast, and giving us 5 stars. Leave us a little note if you'd like. We'll shout you out on the show. We have our own shout out to do. We would like to shout out Vadim Karuvimov. He is, I found this gem, and you guys seen the clip. He's an accordion player, okay?
Oh.
Plays accordion on Twitch. This guy shreds the accordion, you guys. It's unreal. I'm going to put the
He
link
looks
in
like
the chat.
Samwise Gamgee, too.
It's unreal. This guy shreds. So last night, or a couple nights ago, I watched 4 Mile and I watched him for like 4 hours. I was hooked. Anyways, you can find him on Twitter at MozG888 Vadim, Vadim. His name is also Vadim. And he played this Legend of Zelda compilation on the accordion, and it was glorious.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And if you don't know who he is, he streams almost every day on Twitch. You can find him at the same Twitter handle on Twitch, so check him out.
Awesome. Great shout
That's
out.
our 5-star review shoutouts.
Thank you for putting a clip in there. Now everyone's bounced off and they're not watching us anymore. So
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. Watch it later. Watch it now. We'll still be here when it's done.
That's true. No, well, maybe we should just leave while they're all distracted. But guess what it's time for?
If you like news, you're gonna love our next segment.
What happened in the wonderful world of Fallout this week, Charlene?
This week, well, it's been like a month since we've done one of these.
Okay, this month.
We've got a stack of news here for you. News stack, hashtag news stack. And at the top of this stack is one of our more popular themes, a Bethesda lawsuit.
Really?
Bethesda's lawsuit against the Westworld mobile game. You may recall us reporting on this in the past. Behavior Interactive, who developed the Westworld mobile game, was sued by Bethesda because they alleged that that they had used some of the same code that they used in Fallout Shelter. They identified it by a bug that the two games shared.
Interesting.
I love it. I love this. We've determined that
But-
Bethesda bugs are actually security measures.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Is it a bug or a watermark?
Wrong.
Yes.
It's a security measure.
Is it a bug or a social experiment? Hmm?
Indeed. But this lawsuit has been settled. They stated that they have amicably resolved the lawsuit that Bethesda brought against Behavior and others related to the Fallout Shelter and Westworld mobile games. The case was dismissed with prejudice. So that means it is a permanent dismissal. But shortly thereafter, there was an update. The Westworld game has been removed. It's been
Oh,
from digital stores. So you can no longer download it. It will officially close on April 16th. In-game purchases have been disabled. The comment is, "We are sorry to see the Westworld mobile game go and had an incredible time creating new content and events for players to enjoy. We deeply appreciate our community's enthusiasm and participation in the game." So
do you think this was like a backroom handshake deal kind of thing?
this
I
was
absolutely
obviously
do.
legal negotiations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was backroom. I think it was just straight up legal negotiations.
I know, but a private matter.
Well, it was like Bethesda was like, either you do this or we sink you entirely.
And that basically just
Yeah.
is them saying, all right, yeah, we did steal the code hands.
Yeah, we'll do what you say.
Indeed. But you know what? It's not a great loss to the world. I played that Westworld mobile game. It was bad. It was
How
real
much?
bad.
So, is there any figures in there? How much did they settle for?
No, there were no numbers, no further information. I've given you all the information.
So, real quick. So, Ben Yannick in the chat, welcome. He said, I wonder how much they settled for. And it reminded me of So, real quick anecdote. I can't believe I did this now that I'm thinking back on it. I had a conversation with a potential employer today. The one you guys I was telling you about that I have an interview on Sunday with.
Right.
Yeah.
And he asked me, what kind of money do you want to make? And I said, the green kind. And
Clean money.
Because I don't know what
none
to...
of those side deals.
I've never worked in this industry at that level, so I don't know.
Clean money.
And he's
no,
like,
what have you got yourself into?
and he goes, "Oh, weed, cool." And I was like,
Oh,
that'll
no.
work too, I guess. That's fine.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah. So they settled for all
We're
of the
gonna
green
have to
money.
edit this part out of the show
What?
now.
What? Mm-hmm. I'm supporting your stock, vendor. No.
Yes. I also make green money.
So anyway,
Oh,
I just
boy.
thought it just reminded me of that. Anecdote done.
You guys are so silly. So guys, in the past, I have railed a bit I about how I don't really want to talk about mods in the news anymore because they never come out. You may recall back on the podcast that shall not be named. Like every week we had another story about another cool mod, but then the mods would never come out and I hated it. But I am breaking that little taboo to talk about a mod today.
What?
Yes, you may recall the Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 mod, the Capital Wasteland project, where they were trying to rebuild Fallout 3 in the Fallout 4 engine. It was a really cool project. They had to shutter it, though, because of the voice files. They were not able to legally pull those Fallout 3 voice files and put them into the mod. So it was closed down. It was very sad. It looked like a very, very cool, very cool.
In my head,
Sorry.
the Dolby sound
I'm sorry,
played.
don't make me laugh.
Friends in the chat are wondering, so I'm just.
Anyway, I've totally lost my train of thought, but I just wanted to read the statement here from NAF95, who is the project lead. As many of you know, we officially put this project on hold back in early 2018. It was a hard thing for us to do as a team. At the time, we did not have the manpower or the resources to continue working on the project at the same pace many people had become accustomed to. Throwing in the legal issues from Bethesda following a member of this project contacting them, that was the final nail in the coffin. We were all disappointed and team morale was low. Following the legal news, many people on the team moved on to other things. Some did not. In the past year since the cancellation announcement, a small but dedicated group of people from the original team have continued to slowly chip away at this gargantuan task. Progress has been slow considering the active team is now smaller than 10 people, but nonetheless, we can't wait to show you what has been done during that time. But what about the voice acting? Well, after finding some incredibly talented people, we have decided to attempt revoicing the game. Other audio, such as music, will have to wait until such a time as we have people capable of dealing with it. Please be patient with us, as this is a community project. Everything has and will be done for free. There are no contracts, and no one has to work on this. So there it is. The Capital Wasteland project is back on for now. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or co-lead HCGX Grill on Twitter, NAFNAF95. And the website here is capitalwasteland.com. And so if these mod guys are listening, if you need somebody to voice Moira Brown, I know a girl.
If you need an additional voice too, I am ready.
I would also
and
like
willing.
to volunteer my voice for all of the Fallout mods.
You can be all the robots.
Oh, man. That would be incredible. You would be like this mod version of Steven Russell, just voicing the robot.
Guys, we should seriously think about messaging these guys and being like, hey, we could do voices.
I do voices. I do a great impression of a hot dog. Shout out to Robin Williams.
But that's a impressive feat. I mean, they're gonna have the same number probably of people doing voices as Bethesda did. So, I mean, at least they're on equal playing
We could be
fields.
half of them.
It could be half or all. I mean, all or nothing. All or nothing.
So, well,
I really would love to lend some vocal talents to Moira Brown, though. I think that would be incredible.
it would be a good
you could
honor.
really do it. Oh yeah, it'd be great.
We should actually maybe consider messaging this.
Oh,
guy.
I'm
And then I
totally
would-
doing that.
I
I'm
would probably
messaging
be
them.
less annoyed by Moira Brown if I knew it was your voice, Shalane.
Oh no, you would hate her just as much. I know it. I know it.
Hi there.
Hi there.
Oh,
What
boy.
if, what if we switched all the voices around? I'll be Moira Brown and the bottle, the Nuka-Cola lady or whatever her name was, Sierra
I'll be
Petrovita.
Colin Moriarty.
Colin Moriarty. Heavens.
Oh man.
We'll give all the ghouls smooth voices. Hi, welcome to I forget the underworld or whatever
Hey,
it was.
smooth skin.
Hi, smooth skin. Haha.
I can just see you reading like Gob's poetry like that.
Gob's poetry.
I didn't even know he had poetry.
Oh man, that's amazing. Well, it didn't take long for this show to go right off the
Hmm?
rails.
What show?
Nah, I think we're right on track, you
Yes,
guys.
we are.
So
Hmm?
I don't have a segue for this, guys. I was trying to like do on track, like the track, but I can't go anywhere from here. But Fallout players discovered a developer room in Fallout 76 with everything in the game in it. But Bethesda is banning people who are accessing it. So the hidden dev room contains every item, weapon, and skin that's available for players. And also it includes a human NPC, something that the game lacks. As
Obviously
well as some
not.
other unreleased items, which is pretty cool. And it's popped up on Reddit, and Bethesda does not want this going out. So they've started temporarily banning players who access the rooms. They've stated that PC players are using third-party software to gain access to this. So in an effort to ensure the integrity of these characters and accounts, these accounts are being temporarily disabled, pending further investigation. Players that have accessed these areas and have had their accounts impacted are encouraged to contact our support team.
And write an
Said
essay.
An official statement to Bethesda.
Dear
from
Mr.
Bethesda.
Dear Mr. Bethesda, I'm sorry that I accessed your dev room and everything in it. Why did they leave it in there?
I assume they're using it to test.
I know, but you'd think they'd have like a private test server where that's loaded rather than that room on the.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
in the official release version of the game.
It's like Eden with the apple, the tempting apple. Like access the room, have all of the answers answered, and then banned. You know, what are you supposed to do with all that temptation as a modder or a hacker?
I guess just say no. Just say no. Is what you're supposed to do.
Just
Say no, Rick. Say no to drugs.
that is completely against both of your policies.
Yeah, considering I just took some decongestants.
And your ill-gotten stocks.
Well, that's different.
Ill-gotten.
That is absolutely different.
That doesn't count, Rick.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Though I am traveling to the US in March, and we're going to see how interesting it will be to get across the border.
Yes, that's right. You're like an official criminal now.
So possibly in March.
It's
I
only
will be
because
a
he's from the-
I will be a banned Canadian citizen from the United States for life or something. Hopefully not, because yeah.
I wonder if
Yeah, we would thank you.
I wonder if the Border Patrol guys are going to giggle when we apologize that you can't come in. Because they're like, this feels so weird to apologize to a Canadian.
No, because I'll be like, it's okay, guys. You know, don't worry
It's
about
my
it. It's
fault.
my
It's
fault.
my fault.
It's my fault.
Oh dear.
Anyways, back to
Guys.
the show.
Hmm?
Back to what really matters. The next news story.
So inside the vault are the regular updates that Bethesda has been releasing to explain upcoming updates and changes planned for Fallout 76. And I wanted to talk about the previous two. The one that they released on the 1st of January talked about some things that they are planning, including a survival mode and where is it? I'm sorry, guys. Player vending, which I thought was pretty exciting.
Oh,
And
Player vending.
yes,
That sounds like it has something to do with me.
you can
so
set
you
up
can
a
be an
shop
actual Vendortron.
Oh.
and not go to that clunky menu.
They also mentioned that they are planning new quests, new weekly events, and new vaults opening. That is one of the things I'm most excited about. I cannot wait to see what is going to be the deal with the
Jan
vaults.
24, hey?
Could they fix? Could they fix the frame rate?
That would be a good one.
I would
too.
be
And
a
also
fan.
server stability. That would be a good one too.
Be great, because that's why I'm like this close to uninstalling it.
Yeah.
We'll get to that later.
I also had some anger yesterday. It was not good. It's not the best. I don't like to be angry. I want to just paint happy trees. And
This is why the world is falling short on stress balls.
Just
Doesn't
tear
like
them
to be
apart.
angry.
Have you ever seen the Lego movie, Shalene?
I haven't, no.
Oh, Vendor, have you?
No.
Analogy destroyed. Analogies destroyed.
Yeah, it's great. I'm just gonna have another Halls here, so you don't have to hear me coughing.
Indeed.
No, it's irrelevant now. Never mind.
The more recent Inside the Vault update on January 24th gives us a bit more information on survival mode. I'm just going to read this for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
In last week's Inside the Vault, we briefly mentioned a new, more dangerous mode, which is separate from the main game and has fewer restrictions on player versus player experiences, which will be coming to Fallout 76 in a future update. We've dubbed this new mode Survival, and we're excited to share a few more details with you today. And they stated that some of their more competitive players have requested a greater challenge with fewer restrictions and more incentives when it comes to PvP combat. With this in mind, we began developing survival mode, which can bring a new way for you to engage in even more demanding, high stakes, and deadly adventures in Fallout 76. We're still hard at work on this mode internally and plan to bring it to the live game in phases as we add more content and features over time. Here's a preview of what you can expect from survival when Phase 1 opens for beta testing. And they show a splash screen here where you select play, and you can choose from adventure mode, which is the traditional Fallout 76 experience that we're already playing, and the survival beta. So when you choose the survival mode, all of the same content is there, all the same quests, events, the same story mode. But you have the threat of hostile dwellers because there's no longer the slap that Todd Howard talked about, where you have to choose to engage in PvP to deal high damage to other players. You instantly do full damage to other players. You can import your existing characters, or you can create new characters. You can move your character back and forth between survival and adventure. Go ahead, Rick.
I was going to say, I like this. I like that idea.
It does sound pretty intriguing. I feel like I don't want that experience. That's not what I'm interested in. But at the same time, what's the point of even having PvP the way it is now? You know?
I was thinking that too. It would be cool if they could just eliminate that altogether from the adventure server, which they might do, because nobody really does it anyway.
That's one of the interesting phenomenons about Fallout 76 that I've experienced is almost every interaction, actually, I think I could say every single interaction with another player that I don't know has always been like friendly.
Mm-hmm.
It's never been an exchange of fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I've had very few bad player interactions.
Which is really great, because that was the thing I was most bothered by.
Same.
So I'm not complaining.
Well, they will be experimenting with some different things with the survival beta. It's not going to be complete at launch. They will work with player feedback and make adjustments based on how it works out. So don't be immediately outraged if it's not what you want. Just let them know. Give them your feedback. They're also going to implement leaderboards in survival mode, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I always love leaderboards. They also released a few information about the next patch. They are trying to get this out by the end of January, but they haven't given us an exact date. There's a bit of technical things like help for French players with different keyboard layouts. The main thing that I was excited about is that a known tag will now appear next to recipes and plans that you've already learned in vendor and player inventories and in trade menus. So no more buying a plan that you already know. I was so excited about that. The traveling pharmacy perk will now correctly reduce the weight of Radaway and other chems, which is good. Early warnings quest progress will no longer become stuck when crafting upgraded motors, and much, much more. So they have many, many bugs that they're planning to squash with this next patch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. That's the update for Inside Vault.
Well, I think it's important also to mention here that Bethesda wants to point out that they're continually investigating any game exploits, and they encourage people playing, if you see any suspicious behavior of people exploiting the game, to report that with feedback to Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'll provide that link in the chat for anybody who's interested.
Yeah. I do like the fact that they're continually trying to improve their game. But yeah, server stability would be a boon.
It would be good. It would be real good if the game didn't crash 96 times when you're trying to stream it.
Yeah.
It would be real good. Real good.
And
you're
you're
a lot.
Like, you're not in Potato anymore.
No,
none of us
I
are.
have a bit of a beast of a PC. I have gigabit internet. Like it's
So the joke's on you, Bethesda.
pretty sure it's not me.
And-
That's the problem this time.
And the frustrating thing is with fuzzy draw distance, like Shalene, you sent me a screen cap of your screen, and you do not have the issue that I have, and there are no settings that I can pick that change it. And I should be able to run this at full chat. So like it just boggles my mind why I have this tunnel fuzzy vision, and
Yeah, I'm still
Sorry.
bothered by that fuzzy.
I think maybe you just need glasses.
no.
Maybe you should get your eyes checked,
You've
Rick.
got
No.
the 4 eyes trait equipped. I mean, just. So, Fallout 76, contrary to rumors, is not going free to play. There were some rumors that the game was going to go free to play based on the fact that physical copies were allegedly being pulled off the shelves in some stores. And there was somebody who tweeted angrily at Bethesda, if Fallout 76 goes free to play, I want my money back. Straight up. 500 atoms ain't gonna cut it this time. As a diehard fan, there'd be no coming back to that slap in the face. And the official Bethesda Twitter replied to this customer, there is no truth to this rumor. So, guys, don't listen to rumors. Wait until you hear official comments from Bethesda.
Unless it's the Fleetwood Mac album, then listen to rumors.
That's just...
That's so good.
You see that door behind you, Rick? Yeah, you can just scram. Just get out of here.
So before you go out in the cold, though, you might want to put out a coat. And if you don't have a coat to put on, you can, for $276, purchase a Vault 76 premium leather jacket from Bethesda's gear store. The official Bethesda store listed this week, and I got the email because they send me all their emails, right, guys? They send me all their emails because I am their #1 customer of Fallout merchandise. And I saw this leather jacket, and I thought, hey, that's cool, a Vault jacket, because the Vault suit is leather. But guys, like, stop, Bethesda. Stop.
Okay, I
It's
gotta say, if you ever want to look like Fabio, you could purchase this jacket for $276 Canadian, which is like $10 American now.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like it's good quality because it's real leather and stuff.
It looks ugly.
Good heavens, that gold trim.
I know.
Why couldn't-
I love the metallic trim. I love it.
Could they not have just made it plain yellow? Like,
But guys, click through to the jacket on the female model.
I know, it's so bad.
She looks like a Romulan. It's so shapeless.
it's so boxy.
Tailor this thing. Tailor it.
It's like she's wearing a tent.
Yeah,
Guys,
Good on
guys.
the guys though. Looks good. Maybe they
Guys.
mixed it up. They put the woman's jacket on the guy. And
Do you
the
see what
guy's
it comes
jacket-
in?
Yes,
A nylon bag.
high-quality garment bag.
It comes in a. Oh no.
Comes in a high
And of
quality nylon
course-
bag.
Oh
Of
no.
course, this got the internet rolling with canvas bag jokes. Yes, but this jacket, original custom neck label, black leather 76 patch on the front, metallic gold 76 applique on the back, asymmetrical back seam, metallic gold piecing, and bicep arm pads inspired by the vault suit, metallic gold hardware, including a custom bolt zipper pull, adjustable cuffs on the wrists, and it is lined in a shiny, silky taffeta.
I hate to say it, but they're really targeting cosplayers here.
You know what, though, guys? Like, a cosplayer would tailor their clothing.
Right. A cosplayer would probably do a better job. than
A
this.
cosplayer.
Yeah.
Like, it looks better on the gentleman than the lady. It doesn't look as bad. I wish they had made maybe a female cut of
Yep.
this.
$276 leather jacket, but do I
And,
see
like-
robot armor anywhere? No.
They've gone a little too far with the 76 thing, I think.
Wait till they come out with a Fallout 76 edition Tesla.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it going to look like the Fusion Flea? I would buy one.
If it looked
bet
like one of those cars, yeah, I would too.
Elon probably already has one.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's so
Todd
good.
Todd sent it to him, you know.
But if you're in the market for a super blue leather jacket and you happen to have 276 bottle caps lying around, gear.bethesda.net, it's a place to go.
It's interesting that it's $276.
Yeah, it's a little on the nose. It's a little
Irony.
on the nose.
This is not like 76 cents.
You're right. They are doing the 76 a little bit too much. Yeah. $776.76.
You get 76 bottle caps.
Yeah.
So I'd just like to show the video people that I'm using a mug that looks like a Halo plasma grenade. I'm really excited about it.
We're all
Rick and I have bets on how long it's going to take before she spills it because
Oh, it's
like
gonna happen,
perfectly
guys.
round.
I'm gonna be
Perfectly
covered in-
round.
By the end of the show.
You missed it, Vendor. I was trying to get her to show me the bottom of the mug earlier.
Yes, you're such a turkey.
It's like, Shirley, let me see the bottom of it. She's like, no. So anyway.
I like I've said before that you're like a brother to me, and it's never been more true.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Turkey. That's
Rick
all I
is-
had for news.
Oh,
Rick is the brother we never wanted.
No, thanks. I shall stay on your couch.
Oh, salt on the wound.
Too close to home.
Yeah.
Anyway, guess what we've got? Gameplay! So I thought I would do the bold move and boot up Fallout 76. I was sick over the weekend ahead of virus, literally. And that I must have caught from Shillian over the interwebs. And I was like, you know, I'll give it a shot. I'll try it again solo and see how it goes. And I booted in to my main character and played about 10 minutes before the constant frame jutteriness of it got to me, because it doesn't run well. And I have a computer that runs everything just fine. Everything's just fine. It even runs Metro Last Light and Metro 2033, which are graphically intensive at the highest levels. And so I don't know what it is. I have good connection to other servers. I just have no stability with this game, and I'm done. I'm done with it.
Oh no.
I'm done. I'm tired of trying and being hurt. It's like going back to a girl that's always gonna like ditch you. Or boy. And so I'm done with it. And so I thought, you know what? Let's do a little experiment here. Let's pull up Fallout 4. I want to do a vanilla thing here. And so I took off all of my mods. I verified all the integrity of all the files, so that way everything was vanilla. I started a game. I went through the entire vault sequence. Usually I skip it. And yeah, I went through the entire vault sequence, and there were no glitches. Oh, no, there was the one glitch where when you first get to the vault lobby, you get off the elevator, walk up the steps, and you go to the doctor, and if you turn around and look at the two civilians that are standing next to the doctor, the one's dress is always like tucked up in top. It looks like it's tucked up in the top of her pantyhose, because like her one leg is completely exposed, and it looks silly, but like that's it. So
Shalene, you want your lung back?
I think I saw it fly across the room.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Did I not mute? I thought I
No,
muted.
you muted.
No, you muted.
Okay.
It was just funny because, yeah, you were getting a little blue in the face
That'd be the worst. You're like, good, I safely muted.
Yeah.
Oh,
And we're
and
all
my
just-
cough is still like really deep and like
Yeah.
it sounds horrible.
So you were running. So you were trying to see if it was a hardware issue.
I was just curious, and I
Okay,
get out
yeah.
of the vault, and I can see clearly now that the blur is gone. There's no weird tunnel vision blur. Everything's crisp and beautiful, and it looks great, and it runs smooth. I have no frame rate issues whatsoever, and it just works, to coin a phrase. And it was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking with Codsworth. My wife, she's been playing ESO again, and she's like, I've been really enjoying it because all I've been doing is just talking to every single NPC and just letting them talk. So I kind of took that same thing of just walking up to, whenever I talk to an NPC, just letting them talk, picking the different options, and just listening to what they have to say. And it's been a lot of fun doing something not fast paced. Like usually you play Fallout 4 for like the umpteenth time, and you get to Codsworth, he's like, Mr. Ring, and then you hit the button, he's like, I'm so happy where have you been? It's been 200, and he's just skipping through all the dialogue because you're just trying to get to the quest. And it's just a change of pace, and I realized how good that game runs and how smooth it actually is. I mean, it's super clunky as far as combat goes, but it's even not that clunky. It's just got a charm to it. I've been letting the radio play on my Pip-Boy. I've never done that before, and it's just fun walking around the Wasteland to all this old music that I've never heard in the game before, because I never ever play the radio.
Really?
Never ever do I play the radio.
Oh my god!
Because
the radio in Fallout 4 is so
What?
good.
it interrupts the sneaks.
Right?
It interrupts the sneaks, and I don't interrupt the sneaks. So yeah, I just I've been playing Fallout 4 again, just as like just a break from everything else. And it's such a joy to go back to something that's functional. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun. When
Every time I
something
get
works.
home from work and I start playing video games, I'm like, man, it's nice to go back to something functional.
Yeah. I mean, it's so sad. I want to play 76. There's so much stuff I have left to explore, but every time I get into Fallout 76, it's a freaking chore. Because I've got to deal with the stuttery. I've got to deal with this weird blur that encircles my screen. And I just don't understand what that is. Like, and then, like, you can't submit a ticket to Bethesda because they take freaking years to get back to you. And you can't tweet at them because then, I don't pull enough weight. So I don't know. I can't. And it sucks, too, because, I've got to be amped up and play something for the show. I gotta have something to talk about, and it's a bummer that 76 isn't that for me. And some people it works fine for. Obviously, Shalene, it looks beautiful for, and for me, it's just this blurry mess.
There's our fourth host.
He's in training.
Oh, he's the only thing that keeps this show on track.
Stop it! Stop it!
Just keep on chugging, guys. Just
Oh my goodness. I can't.
Holy Christ. Okay.
I can't think of anything else. Anyway, so
Oh, no, you broke it. No.
Matt
look.
Crumley in the chat says, "Wait, the radio affects sneak in Fallout 4? Yes, it does affect sneak
That
because
was
it's
my
noise."
reaction exactly.
Yeah, I know. You were like, "What?" Yes.
I had the light
And
on.
the
I had
light.
the radio blaring. I'm like, Rick, they always find me.
No,
Why do they always find me?
So yeah, I haven't done anything in particularly crazy in Fallout 4. I didn't get to play too much. But yeah, that's kind of it for my Fallout lore. I just wanted to start Fallout 4 again just to see what it was like after all this disappointment with 76. Also, as a little teaser for next week on GameStack, I have the craziest Sea of Thieves story for you guys.
Oh,
So
yes.
stay tuned next
I'm
week for
excited.
Failed without us.
some crazy story from Sea of Thieves. So anyway, Fender, what have you been playing?
Guys, I've been like dead, practically on my deathbed for the last week, since last weekend. And I literally haven't really played much of anything. I've been watching a lot of Netflix. So, a lot of Janeway.
What are you watching?
Janeway.
I don't know what that is.
The
Star Trek.
best captain.
The best Star Trek captain ever.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I finished Stranger Things 2.
oh,
Yeah. It's great.
Team
Yeah.
Steve, right?
the synthwave in
I
that
love
show,
Steve.
man, is so good. Steve is the best. I
He's
love
great.
Steve.
Steve.
The Bat
Yeah.
is awesome. And Bob. Oh, poor Bob.
Oh, Bob, I
Oh,
know.
Bob.
Oh,
Anyway.
I think Hopper's my favorite.
Hmm.
Yeah, because he just doesn't
He has-
care.
He has the
He
rough bear
cares,
look,
but
you
he doesn't
dig?
care. Yeah.
Hopper's an archetype.
Joshy's wondering what episode I'm on. I have to look now. This is the only thing I have to report this week is what episode I'm on. That would be episode 12 of season 6, Blink of an Eye. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't play many video games. I did reinstall PUBG, but that was like circa last episode of GameStack. So,
PUBG.
yeah. But anyways, on to you, Shalene. On to more important things. What's your gameplay been like?
Okay, well, I was dying for a couple weeks, so I didn't play anything during that time. I have some stories in here that are like from the last time the three of us played together because it's been a long time since we did a TFS. I don't actually remember any of this though. So we'll just skip on over that.
Oh, well, that's no good.
I picked up my Xbox character for an hour or two the other day. And it was good. I had a good time. I just wanted to have some like really quiet time. It was the first thing that I had played after like being dead for 2 weeks. And I thought, okay, I'm going to settle down. I'm going to explore the Wasteland a little bit. It's going to be good. And I found this note in a suitcase just like on the highway. And the note was from this lady to her husband saying like, hey, bring the cat, come where I am, bring the cat. They've got food, they've got supplies. It's going to be great. We're going to live. They've even got some leather armor. And I got a miscellaneous quest from that saying like, go get the item from this location. And it was at the prison. So I thought, okay, good. I'm going to go to the prison. I'm going to clear that out. It's full of scorched. It's going to be a good time. I've got this cool combat rifle. It's going to go really well. So I go, I'm rolling through. There's somebody else there. I think maybe we can like team up and kill all the mutants that are outside the prison. It didn't go super well because I'm bad at games, right? And this person was like not there to have some friendly times, so they went their own way, which was fine. I went in the prison. I spent like an hour and a half clearing the prison of these scorched. It was tough. It was really tough. And I get to the quest marker, and it's inside this room that is locked with a terminal. The terminal requires hacker level 3. I have hacker level 1. It's the only way to get to the objective. I was not able to finish my miscellaneous quest because I didn't have enough hacker level. I was so sad. I was really disappointed in that.
So you just kind of like left it at that, or what?
Yeah. What else could I do? I mean, what else could I do? I couldn't get in the room.
Yeah. Oh.
So I left in defeat, and that was sad.
And
then last night, I decided, you know what? I'm feeling kind of better, and I think I want to do a little stream. So I do a little stream. I started up. It was rocky at first.
Because... Do you get down tonight?
Stop it.
Oh, you're the worst. It took me a little while to set up, but I got in. And I realized that I've got like my level 30 gym justice, and I haven't done the main quest like at all. So I was in Flatwoods as a level 30 character doing the main quest. It was kind of funny.
Okay. Can you explain Flatwoods? Because I don't think I've actually been there.
No, you've been to Flatwoods.
Yeah, when you cut down all the trees.
Churches.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, you go to the church, you sign up for the responders. I signed up for the responders. I went looking for Kesha. And testing the water. Level 30, and I'm looking for Kesha.
Aren't you a little old to be looking for Kesha?
I am a little old to be looking for Kesha, but you know what?
She got a dollar bill.
Boogie feet, it's Kesha. Kesha's the best. I love Kesha, actually. Big Kesha fan.
It's the nose ring and the freckles.
Yeah,
it's cute.
But I had like the Delbert Winters quest to go and make a ribeye steak, level 30. And Archon was on, and he's like, hey, I know you don't have stim packs. So if you want to get some stim packs, I'll give you some stim packs. I'm like, yes, of course I want stim packs. So I fast traveled to Archon, and he is in this super scary place. I'd never been there. It was way in the corner of the map.
Of course, Archon.
Way in the corner of the map.
Fallout level 1000.
And I'm looking around like, oh my gosh, what is this place? There are these super mutants everywhere. They're like level 60, level 70. And I'm over there with my lever action rifle, like, oh geez. And I can't find Archon. I'm like, Archon, where are you? He's like, stay there, I'll come to you. So
yeah, that's a good
Archon
thing.
shows up. He gives me 100 stim packs. He has 300 stim packs in his inventory.
It's just like pocket change.
This man is like playing a different game than me. I don't know, but he had so much stuff in his inventory. So he just gives me 100 stim packs, and I'm like, I am invincible.
Yes, take all the stim packs.
Yes, it was amazing.
He just run out looking like a pincushion.
And he gives me all these plans for like lamps and stuff.
How did he have the weight to carry 100 stim packs?
300. I don't know, man. He had all 300 stim packs in his inventory.
He had nothing else.
I don't know. He had all kinds of stuff.
Every strong back perk card you can put.
I guess so.
Excuse me. Sorry. But so he gives me 100 stim packs, and I'm immediately over encumbered.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dang, man, this is crazy. So I crawl out of the town, set up a camp so I can do some inventory management. And we have the inventory management stream for like half an hour. And I'm like, right. I'm so sorry, viewers. I'm so sorry.
That's always the worst. And Fallout 76, a lot of it is inventory management.
I started ESO again because I was watching my wife play it. And I pulled open my level 50 tune and over encumbered right away, and I was like, it's just a thing. They don't do well with balance. Like, it's just they've never been good at it. Different developers, I know, but the same family.
Yeah. So I decide that I'm in this new place and I want to explore it. I want to see this cool new place that I've never seen. So I like sneak into the town, And I'm like, okay, I'm going to shoot this mutant. I'm shooting at the mutant. I'm like, I've got 100 stim packs now. Like, I'm going to be fine. I can do this. I can take on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was running away from 3 super mutants who super outclassed me. And I'm just like running through the jungle. Got to run through the jungle. It was bad.
When you say super mutants that outclassed you, I would imagine that they like have really nice jackets on, and
They have monocles.
There are monocles, and they're on their smartphone.
I see, Wastelander. We should go get them. Have at thee.
Yeah.
I say, good sir.
Yeah.
I see.
Oh man, it was so bad though. So I'm like, well, forget this location. I'm gonna go back to a more level appropriate place. So I went to Morgantown and I was following some of the main quest, finding the Overseer's audio logs, and Jess jumped on to play with me, and Archin joined the team too, and we decided to go and build the excavator power armor because Jess mentioned that it adds like 100 pounds of carry weight, and I was like, I need it. I need it in my life. I must have it. So they come with me, and it's like, of course, you know, the mods carry Shalene through this area because they're awesome, and they're both way higher level than me. So we go through the area, we get down to the power armor thing. You guys may remember you two and I did this quest together, I believe, and maybe with Joseph Tao.
Yes, yeah, we did. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't high enough level to craft the armor, but we did the quest.
Mm-hmm.
So we went down there, and I went to craft the armor because now I'm high enough level, and it was grayed out as an option. I was unable to craft the armor. I was heartbroken.
That's
guys.
no fun.
I was just heartbroken.
Yeah. Huh.
I need to Google that and find out why I could not craft this armor.
You'll just come up with an image of someone doing a shrug.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. This is broken. But I love the lever action rifle. It makes a good noise. It's a very powerful weapon. Love it a lot. Still getting tons and tons of crashes, server instability. I had multiple disconnects last night. We got booted off the server multiple times, which was not fun. Like, I'm trying to do a stream here. Work with me, Bethesda. But I did have fun. I just wish that it worked a little better. You know, that's my experience every time I play. I enjoy it. There is so much to love in Fallout 76. But why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work better? That's all I have.
It's garbage.
Can you get past the lever action reload animation? Where you fire one bullet and it loads 5?
Yes, that was in the last patch.
Was
it's
it?
actually really nice now. Yeah, it works really well. Yeah,
I haven't played since then, so
yeah, I'd never noticed that.
But yeah, awesome. Well, is that your gameplay?
That's it.
Well, like I said at the beginning of this podcast, last challenge was so last year, we're not even going to do it. But we are going to talk about this week's challenge, and what's the dance? Let's do the tango. It takes 2 to win dingo is what we'll call it. And the challenge is I'm trying to read here and I can't read. Kill a Wendigo wearing the clown costume, which is also a challenge in the game.
Yes, it's like they listen to the show, guys. Isn't that absolutely the kind of thing that we set for the challenge?
Shocking.
And now it's an official challenge in
is.
Fallout 76.
We should get royalties.
Doing the podcast for us here.
They are. We'll just look at the daily quest, the daily challenge logs, and be like, I'll do that one. But
That's
yeah,
just it's a perfect screenshot thing to do.
Kill a Wendigo wearing a clown costume and take a screenshot. We'll call it 2 to Wendigo. And you can, where can people post that for us to know, Vendor?
You can tweet at us at That Fallout Show. Don't forget to include the hashtag TFS Challenge. And if you don't include the hashtag, we'll probably end up missing your submission.
Correct.
Because that's the thing that we use to actually search the challenges, to bring them up on the show, to actually put them on the show for you guys to enjoy. So
yes, we also have an update on the pip board. On January 7th, Archin1123 demolished his previous high score for the Nuka Tapper with a score of 57,950. I can't read numbers. But yeah, so if you do a game in the... Does Fallout 76 doesn't have any arcade games, does it? It has the Pip-Boy games, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has all of the Pip-Boy games, I think. I found a copy of Grognak and the Ruby Ruins the other day.
So yeah, be it on Fallout 76 or Fallout 4 in the Nuka DLC or on the Pip-Boy games, if you do get what you think is a high score, hashtag... What is our hashtag for this? Pipboard? Hashtag Pipboard? Is that what it always has been?
Yeah.
I didn't know if we
hashtag
changed it.
Pipboard.
Yeah.
Take a...
hashtag Pipboard.
We didn't have to change that one. There was no
I
official branding.
wasn't sure.
Hashtag Pipboard.
Hashtag Pipboard, your screenshot of what you think is a high score, and we will let you know if it is leaderboard worthy. Anyway.
Wow.
What? I'm auditioning for the Capital Wasteland thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I
So,
see.
Yeah. See, I'm throwing in little nuggets of golden talent as we do the show. Golden talent.
Gold-plated talent.
I'm gonna give them a gold shower of talent.
Oh my god, just do the lore. Just do the lore. Now is the time to do the lore. We don't have a segue.
Let's talk about
Everything's on
Prydzeppelin.
fire.
Please, let's talk about the Prydzeppelin.
Speaking of things that start with a P, let's talk
Shall I
about
do
the
the first
Prydzeppelin.
paragraph of this? The Prydzeppelin is an armored airship built by the Brotherhood of Steel. It has multiple roles.
Okay.
It serves as an
I get-
as an aircraft carrier, a command center, a med clinic, personnel quarters, maintenance, and scientific research and development. Rick, why don't you tell us more?
All right. I'm so sorry. I broke myself. So, the Prydzeppelin, yes, we're going to talk about that. I was just looking around on the Nukapedia, and it kind of made me think. I forget what I saw, but I saw the Prydzeppelin thing. So yes, as Shalene mentioned, it was an armored airship built by the Brotherhood of Steel. It serves multiple roles as a military command center. It only appears in Fallout 4, and it is stationed at the air traffic control tower at the Boston airport in said Fallout 4. They built it at the Adams Air Force Base. It took them 2 years to gather the materials and 4 years to construct. It weighs 40,000 tons, as per Elder Maxson and Lance Captain Kells, which is kind of heavy for an airborne object. It's powered by an old aircraft carrier power plant. I'm assuming that is nuclear. Did they say that in the game, Shalene? I don't remember.
I'm not sure.
It's filled with hydrogen, and it has 4 jet engines that keep the airship aloft and also adjust the altitude. It also has 4 prop engines that propel the ship forward. So it uses a combination of those two things. It has 4 vertibird docking stations on the flight deck. Flight deck?
Oh no. No, it's happening again. Woo. Yeah.
Freudian slip there. And it also has an unlimited amount of pre-war vertibirds on board. It serves no combat roles because the hydrogen inside would go poof, and everybody in it would go poof if it were to get hit by anything, I guess, other than a BB gun. And it consists of 4 different decks. The flight deck consists of a control room, a storage area, and all of the vertibirds money can possibly buy. It has the main deck, which has the med bay, the mess hall, the maintenance area, and the shop, which is where you're going to spend most of your time doing random quests and losing
Little Proctor Tegan.
right, and Paladin Dance, losing him in his little Snoopy cap.
Some might call him Proctor. Never mind.
And Gamble, Proctor and Gamble. Then there's the forecastle, which I thought was an interesting term for the small observation balcony that you can get to via the command deck. You guys ever been on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And there's
You
a little
betcha.
box there that has a pipe action, like a pipe sniper rifle in it.
Mm-hmm.
The command deck consists of actually 3 levels as well. The top level is Maxson's observation deck, where he looks ravishing in his coat and oversees
He is
the whole
super
land.
dreamy, isn't he?
I suppose. The mid-level has some storage and its access to the forecastle, and then the bottom level contains the flight controls and navigation controls, along with Lancer Captain Kells. There's a bunch of crew on board that you can talk to and interact with, such as Elder Maxson, Shalene knows very well, Lancer Captain Kells, Paladin Brandis, if he's convinced to rejoin the Brotherhood, Proctor
I love
Ingram.
Paladin Brandis. He's so great. He's a great character.
I loved that quest.
And it's so funny because you bring him back and he's like this wild man, and then you go back to visit and he's a total silver fox.
Yes.
Silver Fox.
Cleans up good.
It was a very, very good quest line. I really enjoyed that one. So, yeah. Proctor Ingram, Proctor Tegan, Proctor Quinlan, Madison Lee, if she's convinced to join, Professor Scara, whoever that is. I don't think I've ever convinced anyone to join the Brotherhood, so I didn't.
I don't remember her.
Senior Scribe Naraya, Knight Captain Cade, and R.I.P. Cade, and Predictive Analytic Machine. If you get Pam to leave from the the railroad to the Brotherhood, she's on there.
I've never done that.
I have never done that either. There is a ton of loots that you can get if you loots and scoots. You can pick up some Brotherhood of Steel version 2 T60B power armor. You can find a long-range laser rifle, some mini nukes, a Gauss rifle, and a Fat Man if you sneak into that little caged area in the shop. You can also find an XO1 power helmet. You can find a ton of holotapes to listen to that describe life in the Brotherhood of Steel and just overall lore for it. You can find a Nuka-Cola Quantum and the Final Judgment, which is pried from Maxson's cold, dead hands. If you're deft with your hands, you can pickpocket the Air Captain's hat from Lancer Captain Kells. You can pickpocket a bomber jacket, is how I spelled it, jacket. And also various unique Brotherhood of Steel armors, like the medic armor and things like that, can be pulled off of different people if you have deft fingers. And don't forget the experimental plants. What are you talking about?
The Nern roots.
Oh,
There's a
right.
little box full of Nern roots.
I forgot about those. You can harvest them, can't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can harvest
Yeah,
Nern roots.
yeah, I
I don't
remember
remember
now.
if they have much of an effect. I think you can eat them.
Mm.
But it's just a really cool little nod to the Elder Scrolls.
Nern roots.
Wasn't that like part of the whole thing of
Couldn't
the
ask
both?
for
It,
better.
As for better.
isn't that part of like the evidence that both exist in the same universe?
Mm-hmm.
Nern roots isn't that a Skyrim Easter egg?
Well, it's another Scrolls thing. Yeah.
I remember one time the Elder Scrolls Twitter account was like, hey, we're having an Elder Scrolls screenshot contest. And I submitted a picture of the Nern roots from the Prydzeppelin.
That's awesome.
I think I was the only one who thought it was funny.
Nice.
Yeah.
So the Prydwin appears after the Reunions mission in which you kill Kellogg. And,
Right. Uh-huh.
Deprive the Commonwealth of delicious breakfast cereals.
Mhm.
If the Prydwin is destroyed, which I like to do because it's beautiful when you do it, you can visit the smoldering remains of the ship. Now this is the funny thing. I pulled this from the Wikipedia. If you bring different characters on board, it kind of can get a little comical and heated. If you bring Nick on board, random Brotherhood members will say, "Machines shouldn't have free will," and then Nick will respond with a question and ask if he believes that because he gave up his a long time ago, basically as a insult to the Brotherhood member. And then he will also, the other Brotherhood members will say that Nick disgusts them, and Nick will respond with, "The feeling is mutual." If you bring Hancock aboard, that'll cause different members to ask the survivor if that thing is tame, which Hancock will chuckle and mumble, "Hardly."
I love Hancock.
Bringing
He's so good.
Strong aboard causes other members to say, "Mutiny aboard!" And then Strong will say he's being too loud and he wants to throw them off the bow. Taking X688 aboard causes people to say, "Man, that guy looks off." And then X688 will say that he is a synth and that he's a courser, and he will casually state the fact that he could kill everyone on board. And then if you bring Dog Meat on board, people will either compliment or insult him.
Who could insult Dog Me? He's such a good boy.
I know.
Ugh.
I was surprised that nobody like bringing anyone who is completely against the Brotherhood of the Steel's ideals. I'm surprised that bringing any of them on the Prydwen doesn't automatically start a war.
It should make them hostile.
Like, it's a super mutant for crying out loud.
Mhm.
You know, and they're just like, oh, look at him, he's here. Very tolerant to the Brotherhood of Steel.
Fallout logic.
So, yeah. Also, funny little note, there aren't enough beds for the entire crew.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there's some backstory to the Prydwen. Prydwen, Middle Welsh for fair-faced or handsome, is the name of King Arthur's ship in the native Welsh literature
Well, you
concerning
failed that edition.
Yeah, I did. Concerning the legendary character, Arthur and his men board this ship and sail it to otherworldly fortress of Anwen, or pronounced Anoon. Noon. It's noon out. In the somewhat cryptic poem The Prydzeppelin. I can't pronounce any of this stuff. Anyway, it's this like ship that King Arthur and his men get onto to go find this magical cauldron, because that's what you do.
Yeah, I see what they did there, because like Elder Arthur Maxson,
Yeah.
Prydwen, King Arthur, Knights.
And that's what you do. You go find magical cauldrons.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Full of radiation.
And apparently nobody can really pronounce the name right, because even game characters, other Brotherhood of Steel characters pronounce it differently. Like, some pronounce it Prydwen. Paladin Dance pronounces it Prydwen.
So I just had a thought.
And the Welsh pronunciation is Prydwen.
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 So you said that there wasn't enough beds for the amount of people.
They probably alternate based on shift.
What if they sleep in their power armor?
Standing up?
Yeah. Because, it's power armor.
I guess.
You could just sleep in it.
True. But I think they just sleep in shifts. Like, no bed is particularly someone's.
Or maybe
But
they
they
sleep...
have foot lockers, though, don't they?
They do.
They do.
Foot lockers.
It's true.
Or maybe they sleep together. Whoa.
Yeah.
Maybe some of them just have to like sleep on the deck. Like they just have like a bedroll.
Maybe.
I think they sleep in their power armor.
Maybe some of them sleep in the airport below.
Oh, that's true. There are
That's
beds.
true.
There's barracks down there. Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for the Prydwen, or Prydwen, or Prydwen, however you want to say it. I think it's Prydwen. That's my vote.
I like to call it Prydwen.
Prydwen.
Yeah.
Captain Bones says maybe some of them never sleep.
Synths.
As they're synths.
You love your soundboard.
Constant vigilance.
Yeah. I gotta take advantage of it because I don't do voices like Rick does. So I use technology. Yeah. Anyways. Well, that was fun.
Yes.
Prydwen.
Keeping on the Maxson theme, the weapon of the
I'm here
week,
for it.
the Final Judgment. Shalene, have you ever used the Final Judgment? You probably haven't.
Of course not.
Have you? Of course not, because you'd have to kill.
No, but like it is super epic when you do the Brotherhood of Steel ending, and Maxson just like steps out in his cool power armor with his minigun. It's so good.
Doesn't his power armor have a cape?
I think it does. Yeah,
I was gonna say it should have a cape.
I love him.
It's like a tea towel, just like zip tied to the back.
Like Captain Spirit.
Yeah. It says Robco on it.
The loincloth.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, the Final Judgment is a unique Gatling laser with the rapid legendary effect on it. It's carried by Arthur Maxson and used in the Airship Down, Rocket's Red Glare, Ad Victorium, and the Nuclear Option Brotherhood of Steel quests. It's actually one of the most powerful weapons that you can get in the game because of the way that the game calculates the bonus damage. It ends up being 100% plus damage on it, or something ridiculous. The way that it calculates it, it's one of the most powerful. It's one of the most powerful weapons in the game. has a very good fire rate as well. There are basically two weaknesses that it has, is the small wind-up time that it takes the Gatling laser to fire, and the weight. But other than that, it's got great spread as far as accuracy. It's pretty accurate. It's great for crowd control, and it's pretty conservative when it comes to ammo. So if you're a heavy weapons user with a bend towards the energy side of things, do us all a favor and kill Maxson and steal his weapon.
Never.
Always.
I could never.
So anyway, that's it for the lore and the weapon of the week. So yeah, let's get on to the emails. Who wants to take the first one? Vendor Shalene? Vendor
I will take the first one.
Shalene will.
So, a couple weeks ago, we had an email, and then on the last episode of that Fallout show, we had a rebuttal to that email. And now we have a rebuttal to the rebuttal.
Oh, this is going to be good.
So, this is a response to the last email to that Fallout show, likening Fallout 76 to the original isometric Fallout games. Y'all know I was going to say something. Of course, I think this is very wrong. Fallout 76 and the original games by Black Isle couldn't be more different. The first two games had a riveting and engaging story about an interesting character that you made your own. Fallout 76's story is very lacking in engagement. 76's story is based upon roaming around and listening to stories that have already happened. We are watching the passing of an age, not being part of that world. I feel more like a trespasser than a character. Fallout 1 and 2 give a sense of loneliness and semi-hopelessness and dread that 76 finds difficult to convey and turns that tense atmosphere into monotony. Sure, it has a sense of loneliness, but for me it's aggravating, not interesting. Thanks for reading, guys. This is in no way shade to the original submitter. I may submit more. Gerfuffle.
I have to disagree that the one shining aspect for me in this game is the story. And
I think it all depends on perspective. So if you're expecting to play the character as part of the storyline, then of course you're going to be disappointed with Fallout 76. But if you're okay with reading holotapes and listening to recordings and immersing yourself in what stories are already out there, that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, to me, what it was, you're coming in after a disaster. You're the first boots on the ground after a major disaster. And what happens to the first person that goes to a place where there's a major disaster is everyone's gone, and you've got nothing but bits and pieces of evidence to put together what happened. And so what I don't understand is this has been done before. Granted, there have been a few NPCs and stuff, but this has been done before. The Resident Evil game, Silent freaking Hill, was one of the... You just show up, and there's nothing there. All that's left is a couple of notes and some recordings, and you're just kind of left in this place, and it's a disaster area. And it's...
Dat Doctor in the chat says, it brings up a good point, says the story is surprisingly deep, but most people's problems is that it takes a lot of time to piece it all together.
Right.
And I totally agree with that, because I still don't have a solid understanding of the main story in Fallout 76, just because it's just so fragmented.
Archon compares it to BioShock, and I think that's pretty solid comparison. BioShock was widely lauded for its use of audio logs, and I feel like any game that used audio logs since BioShock is kind of panned for that. And
you know,
why?
I don't know. And I think what it is it speaks to most of us as consumers of stories. If you look at Gerfuffle in the chat just popped in, what a miss. Your email, dude.
Oh no, Gerfuffle, you missed it. I did a dramatic reading of your email.
Dude.
You'll just have to listen to the show when we post it.
But I think you know, there's this, I don't know what it is, and I don't want to like say it's anyone's fault. I don't think it's anyone's fault in particular, but we you know, it's a trend thing. We get so used to certain things that like for instance, when Resident Evil went from 4 to 5 and it became this like, Michael Bay action movie, it was a different game. And then the response was different because everyone was still used to that, like you show up, everything's dead, disaster area thing. And with Fallout 4, we're so used to these robust worlds, Fallout in general, we're so used to these robust worlds with these quirky characters and, okay stories, with quests everywhere and people and bustling little towns and just oddities. And then we get handed this Fallout that's a lot different in tone because of the timeline of things that happened earlier. So again, there's this disaster that's happened and no one's left alive from it yet. We're the first people to show up. And yeah, it's going to be lonely. It's going to be quiet. It's going to be bleak. There's not going to be anything left, but that's kind of the cool part of it. It's different, and I think you're right, Shalene. We've just, people like jump on that whole tape, audio log thing, and BioShock did it so well, and they get a pass. And all the human NPCs died that you encountered in
You're
BioShock.
right. BioShock has a lot in common with 76. Huh?
Yeah.
Gosh, I just wish 76 worked a little better. I just wish it was technically a better game because I love most of the other things about it,
It's strange, because it works really well for me. I don't have any frame rate issues whatsoever. So I wonder if it's an install issue.
I don't know. I've thought about reinstalling it, but
I wonder if it's an install issue. But
I really hope that somebody writes in a rebuttal to the rebuttal to the rebuttal.
I want this saga to continue.
I kind of came to a realization just now that my experience in Fallout 76 and actually kind of Fallout 4 too, is largely influenced by factors in my own life, in the sense that a lot of times when I get to a video game at the end of the day or the end of the work week, I am like looking for something mindless to do, to de-stress, to decompress. And sometimes I'm so overwhelmed and so like overstimulated that reading a bunch of notes and listening to a bunch of holotapes and getting immersed in this storyline is like the last thing that I want to do in a video game. And so I think that's part of the reason why I haven't really pursued that and done that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
I hope one day they just drop one random NPC in, and then you're just walking along one day, and then out of the bushes comes this human. He's like, "Hiya," and just keeps on walking. So you're kind of like,
yeah,
what was that? Anyway. All right, so the second email, if we're done. I guess we're all done?
Yep.
Great. Second email. Vendor, do you want to take that one?
Sure. The second email.
Are we
up my sleeve?
Are we Moose Bullwinkle?
Yeah. This email comes from Mr. Rock Stark, who also provided us a wonderful 5-star review shout out. We shouted out earlier on the show. They say, "Hey, y'all, just wanted to say that I recently discovered podcasts, and I just want to express my appreciation to you all for keeping me company on these long working days. I was going to write a touching email about how I'm an antisocial, anxiety-filled gamer whose only true social connection is listening to you guys 8 hours a day, less now that I'm caught up. Woo. But I figured I'd keep it short-ish instead. Shalene, you are an angel, an absolute sweetheart, and the nicest person. Rick, you reminded me of myself a lot. Of what was that? Sorry?
He's got her pegged.
Yeah.
Aww.
And then they say, Rick, you reminded me of myself in a lot of ways, mostly good, you snarky, grumpy old man you.
He's got me pegged.
Venetron, I love your exotic international robotic flair, and your occasional realist outlook is a wonderful foil to Rick and Shalene's occasional gushing optimism.
And he's got you pegged. I love the international robotic flair.
Yeah, because I always play the Canada card, right?
That I love that line describing
international.
But it's the international robotic flair. I mean, it's just you. It's the
IRF.
It's like I'm not posh yet I am.
They say, I love you all. You're my friends in my heart, though you don't know me. Now, my very quick question. You've restored my faith in Fallout 76 and given my hope, well, and maybe not after listening to this episode.
Oops.
And you've given me hope that I can actually have a virtual social life. The podcast has an amazing community, and I just joined that Fallout Show Facebook group.
Awesome.
But what's the best way to find some members of the community to play with? Post a message on the group, getting a shout out from you all on the show. I'm Mr. Rockstark on PC. Much love. Keep the great work. Best wishes to your families. See you later for the first live viewing. Ciao. So, okay, first of all, yeah, got us picked. And I'm really glad that our listeners can truly understand that. Because
That was super sweet. Oh my goodness.
It's just because he called you an angel. I'm a grumpy old man.
You are though.
I know.
You're such a grumpy old man.
I get called old at work now by the freaking 18-year-olds that work there.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel old. 30's coming quick, guys. Like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh.
I left 30 in the dust a while ago.
Yeah. I just want to
In the
I
dust
just want
with
to take
bobby
a
pins
moment.
floating in the air.
Yeah.
I want to take a moment before we answer some of these let's play questions and just mention that a lot of us are anxiety filled. And it's a tough battle. And we want you to know that you're not alone and everybody's fighting their own battles and you just got to keep pushing on through. And if you're feeling down, just pop in an episode of that Fallout show. And,
You almost did the thing.
shh. Quiet. Don't give it away. Now on to our questions. So, what do you guys think?
I think the Discord is probably the better place.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The Discord, if you're on PC, which you are, the Discord is also a better place because we have the Fallout 76 voice chat channel. So if you are playing Fallout on PC and you want to just hang out in the voice chat, you can do that too. That's free reign. People can come and go as they please. So the Discord's probably the best way.
Yeah. So thank you so much for that email. And our third and final email is from Jeffro, which I love the way he spells it. So anyway, from Jeffro, I need that theme song from Fallout 76, the one that played after the Fallout 76. I just fixed it in my head. The one played after the ASA podcast about cystic fibrosis. It's really good and catchy, and I've been looking forward to it again. However, I was very disappointed when I didn't hear it in the final Divergence. I also I listen on Spotify in the Chicago area. Love the show, love the games. Y'all have a great dynamic, and I very much look forward to the next episode. Well, good, because the next episode will have that Fallout 70 fix song.
And hopefully our challenge entries.
And hopefully, Vendor, this would be the next episode. The one we're doing now.
Okay.
Right now.
I'm really surprised at how many of these emails we get where the people say they found us on Spotify. I'm so glad you put us on Spotify.
You're welcome.
You know what? I have to be honest with you guys. I prefer Spotify now for listening to podcasts.
I do too.
Yeah.
I actually don't like Spotify much at all.
But truthfully, though,
and they call me old.
My place. It doesn't say. I'm a.
Yes,
total
it does. It does. It's do you have premium?
Why does it not save my place? No, of course I don't have premium. I'm not gonna.
That's why
I can get it for free.
There you go. Yeah, you gotta have premium for it to save your place, and it is awesome. Cause
How much does Spotify cost?
For me, it's like $15 a month. But I have a family pack. I have a family package. I have a family package.
Oh gosh.
Oh, never.
What is happening?
Never.
I have a family package.
Stop it. Stop. I picked up Spotify on a summer sale
package.
Student pricing, and I bought like 6 months for like $3. So yeah, you gotta watch for the sale and then pick it up on a sale.
I just use Apple Podcasts.
See if you can hey Shalene, see if you can find it in a package.
Okay, can you just like not do that anymore?
Apple Podcasts.
I'm putting the robot foot down. Clink.
Oh, you were doing a thing. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. You were doing a bit. I didn't even get the bit.
If this mic wasn't on a boom arm, I would just drop it.
I was only harassing Vendor.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, all right. I think that wraps up this show. Are there any announcements, guys, before I roll us on out of here?
Listen to GameStack podcast.
GameStack podcast.
Our general gaming show. We record it on the weeks that we don't record this one. It's a very great show. We love it. We hope you love it too.
And also, Life is Strange episode 2?
Hey!
When's that coming?
You never confirmed this with me, Vendor. I asked you. Are we doing?
Yeah.
Sunday?
Yep.
Sunday? Okay.
Sunday,
Awesome.
Sunday.
Sounds good. Life is Strange 2. It's going to be amazing.
And next week, like Shalene said, GameStack, where I tell my regaling tale of the 1C in Sea of Thieves and everything that took place on that voyage. Harrowing voyage, I should say. Anyway, you can tweet at the show at That Fallout Show. You can tweet at the network at We Just Love Games. You can tweet at me at Rick McVick. And you can tweet at Shalene L. And you can tweet at that lovely little robot there at VendortronIn. You can find us on Facebook.com/That Fallout Show and Facebook.com/groups/That Fallout Show. And our network is located at Facebook.com/We Just Love Games and Facebook.com/groups/We Just Love Games. You can email us like the three lovely emailers did in this episode at info@WeJustLoveGames.com. Like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can find at youtube.com/We Just Love Games. You can find our show on iTunes and Stitcher Radio, as well as Spotify. Please leave us a review on iTunes if it's 5 stars and has some words along with it. We will shout you out at the beginning of the show. We record live every other Friday at 6:30 Mountain, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time here at twitch.tv/We Just Love Games. And thank you so much for joining us this Friday evening, our lovely listeners and viewers. Shalene, do you have a last word?
I never knew you could do that with a mute fruit.